Calling you a radical. Why so many birds? Because the capital's completely shut down for 10 days, except for the greenwashing bus. My guess is you'll see deer running through. Christmas Day, I saw a huge buck right on 31st and on the overpass right there. Giant buck. But a big doe running right down 31st Street, hung a right on Lincoln, no cars, no traffic. All native birds, oh yeah. Yep. Mallards, they'll stay here. They move late. They migrate late. They'll stay here as long as there's no snow on the ground. Of course, seagulls, oh yeah. Crows and ravens, oh yeah, they're native here. Canadian geese, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw a blue heron right there one day. So, one time years ago, I was doing the play-by-play for the football game, and it's a true story. Didn't have a camera then, way back. A bobcat, oh, ran through. Waiting for my test results. Whoa. Crows and ravens. Whoa. 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 Edgar Allan Poe on Balco on Kima. So I just thinking and reading a lot about the nuclear energy propaganda machine that I took on, which I think it's even bigger than the Banana Republic propaganda they pulled on Guatemala. I think this post-Fukushima meltdowns is the biggest propaganda war waged on the world populace in world history. That's saying a lot in the United States. What's the three branches of government in the United States? CIA, NSA, CFR. To think they could cover up and convince people that one at Chernobyl is more than three at Fukushima. And it blows my mind, actually, how it's worked per se. Well, they buried me and they've hidden me. So it's been proven, it's unarguable, documented now that anybody using the word meltdowns was attacked by the NEI. Now, who's the NEI? You remember NEI News? Spoof off NEI. I used to work with her. She's from the inside. Whoa. What they did to her. Holy cow. What they did to Kevin Blanch. Wait for my tests. Stressful? Oh, what do you think? My leukemia work. Got a bad blood test first time in 10 years. So the propaganda machine, and this is an unarguable fact, anybody that used the word nuclear meltdown, they attacked, viciously went out. Well, there's only one person on Earth using the word nuclear meltdowns. One, Kevin Blanch. So the son of a Marine who was nuked to death in the Nevada test site, they viciously go after me. I'm in critical condition. I mean, what's the odds of me getting AML de novo and given 2 months to live in 2011? Now remember, I had 3 radio shows. I was everywhere. I mean everywhere. It was more than YouTube. I mean, I had the field. So they viciously, illegally made the decision while I'm in critical condition in a bone marrow transplant center. I've got the filth. They hired teams of trolls, so-called influencers. Now, I talked to my friend up in Washington last week, who's a fishing guide. He said that the state of Washington, Fish and Game, has 50 full-time influencers. 50. The nuclear industry has hundreds of them. The nuclear industry, the propaganda machine through the nuclear energy crime syndicate, is the biggest in world history. So, I'm in critical condition. They hired teams of trolls to attack me viciously. What a way to get your jollies, right? Are they crows or ravens? They're both. Oh, I know the difference between the sound. That's a raven. Did you hear him? Where's he at? There's a raven chirping. But a lot of it is crows. So I'm in critical condition, given 2 months to live. And they hired dozens of so-called influencers to viciously attack me. Not in a legal way either. Not to, I mean, it's against the law to slander and go after a person with cancer and critical condition. It's against this law in all 50 states. Of course, Edelman, the PR firm they ran out of Calgary, Canada, was a lot of it. Halco on Balco, I could write a whole book just on that, what they did to me. To the point it almost got me killed. Now you think about that. Think about that. For telling the truth? Nuclear energy clean? Oh, okay. Green? Oh, okay. But this sheep believe. It's the most expensive energy in the world. It's the most dangerous energy in the world. It's the greatest lie in human history. They get so much money poured to them through the Department of Nuclear, the Department of Atomic, which is now the Department of Energy. Billions and billions and billions. Any either propaganda machine, they hire propaganda. I mean, I always go back to, do you know about West 10, the doctor at UCLA Medical Center, Woody Allen's buddy? Yeah, he was one of the original pro-nuclear energy propaganda, and he was an oncologist. Think about that evil fucker. Poor Kevin reached into the bag. Where's your soup can? I got nervous, waiting for a call. Here's your rubber duck. Waiting for the hospital to call. Life or death? Oh, yeah. Again. Had open heart surgery twice. They slandered me viciously, contacted me when I was in ICU unit. I mean, they hacked into my accounts. They hired, divide and conquer. People that said they were on my team to viciously go at me. Free radicals versus post-ignorant. Okay, all right. Do you know what a free radical is? You do know what a free radical is. That's the derivative off a nuclear fallout. That's an isotope. Plutonium, americium, strontium, 90, cesium-137, plutonium. It's a cancer cell. So they went after me viciously. Well, I'm a critical felonies and all. To the point there were dozens of Facebook pages and YouTube sites 100% committed with my name on them to be nothing more than to slander Kevin Blanch. Called me every name in the book, then some. Accused me of faking my own cancer when I'm in a bone marrow transplant center at LDS with a central line hanging out of my jugular vein, weighing 119 pounds with no pigment in my eyes and blisters on my tongue, going in and out of a fucking coma. But that's okay. And no one stepped up to defend me. I always felt with inside, here comes the F, the sound of freedom. I mean the sound of military industrialized looters, the propaganda machine. Well, isn't that what the United States has always been? It's like slavery. Slavery never ended. That's such a lie. Well, who did they find to put away to the guy that wanted to end slavery? James Wilkes Booth did that. Now, who then became president? A Southerner who was one of the most probably could have been the most racist president in American history. And it just went on. When they can hire, I always thought inside the CIA, the NEI, inside these to have control of our government, I thought, well, Fukushima, they get cancer too. Their children get cancer too. Their loved ones get leukemia and pass away and die from this brutal disease too. I thought, well, there'll be somebody inside step up and help. It just shows you how selfish, lock, stock, barrel, I want to be on the winning team. And you look at all these contemporary YouTubers and podcasters. If you're a contemporary YouTuber or podcaster in this imperialist freak show, Most likely every single one of them being propped up by the CIA. NEI. I know for a fact. I got emails from inside the Army Corps of Engineers says they classified you. What? What are you talking about, classified me? I have lots of big wigs and a lot of, including Sands himself at the White House. Yeah, that Sands. Go talk to him. He knows me personally. The conversations we had, all the work I did. Just think the, post-ignorance project, which ended up turning into the Million Mass March. I didn't name it the Million Mass March, but that movement that I invented here, me and John Anthony, the Boston boys, just 7 million people. See any of that on the news? I'll go back to the climate march. I mean, I stood right there by Amy, and we had our elephants with Fukushima written on them. How many millions of people took to the street in New York? You see that one on the news? The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate has total control. They have our academia. I was a professor of the #1 school of business here. The #1. Why'd I get railroaded? Because we were #1. We're a public institution that was beating the private ends. We were beating Harvard. We were beating Yale. So, really, the fact that I go into the bone marrow transplant center on 11/11/11, the fact that I've foreseen and foretold all this before it ever happened, for Hamlet and Cassandra got together. They had a child. If you don't know about Cassandra, you need to Google her. Oh, that's just Greek mythology. Okay. Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. Okay. The country in Western Virginia. Full curses spite that I was ever born to set this right. I watched you dump nuclear fallout in the Nevada test site in my father's ear. What am I supposed to do? Watch my father die of this? Watch my partner, she died from Chernobyl, die of this? What am I supposed to do? Just sit back and die? Lay down and die? They try to make a sequel out of me? Cassandra was the Greek goddess of integrity. He said she was the second most beautiful behind Venus. She's, come on, with me. You spend the night with me. Nope. What? I'm supposed to because you're powerful? No. Well, if you don't, I will curse you. Curse me with what? Being able to see the future. What kind of curse is that? No one will believe you. And I hear the voices of my great-grandsons, your offsprings for time and all eternity. They won't believe them either. Oh, cursed spite that I was ever born to set this right. I have some rule for you, and I have some for me. But you must wear yours with a difference. You can go along. All these half-nukers that were all over, they paraded them all out. They're all over the freaking internet, whatever. When you talk about Fukushima, whatever, till now, they're the greatest red herring in history. The tank dumpler. That's a raven. Did you hear him? Hear him chirp? Like he's cracking something. Don't mix the crows with the ravens, with the seagulls, with the mallards, with the Canadian geese. Why is there so many of them? Because there's no people here. I guess there'll be some deer around. You should have seen deer, big buck, and a doe running right down 31st Street in Ogden from Wall to Lincoln, right down the middle of the road. Hung a right on Lincoln because there was no cars. It was Christmas morning. I imagine there'll be some deer running around this campus the next few days. Might even see a bobcat if there's any left. Remember the moose that was on here that they killed? What's the matter, you? What a journey. So this is definitely the greatest PR evil campaign against its own people. And this makes the banana republic of CIA evil of Guatemala look like a tiptoe in the tulips. This is so evil. I mean, this country's evil. Come on, do not kid yourself. Make America great again. What? Are you kidding? Like when they conducted slavery on people clear into the 60s. Back on the chain gang. You're just a peon, Blanch. Oh, boy. So me. It's like being in the bone marrow transplant unit, I used to say. Well, this is a lot like being in prison. Someone said. I said, way worse. What do you mean? It's like being in prison on death row for a crime you never committed. But prison's got to have better food than this. So they're able to hire PR firms to felonies and off. And I never got an attorney, never got an IT. I never got shit. Thank you to the tiny handful of people that have supported the greatest PhD in human history. The new Semmelweis. If you don't know who Semmelweis is, the germ theory guy, he was right, and it drove him insane to the point he would rant and rave. You know, there's a doctor that proved. He made his doctors wash his hands. Proved it. Proved it. These little invisible germs through the air. They beat him to death and threw him. I've proven the collapse of the Pacific Ocean. I've absolutely documented and proven in an acute fashion. I mean, we have all the data, but don't confuse the public with the reality. Throw your rubber duck in. University of Oregon. Talk about pro-nuclear propaganda. Remember when the bridge, the overpass you drive on from Fukushima, landed on Gold Beach on day 6 from Fukushima? Throw your rubber ducky in a Fukushima jet stream moves left to right. Your rubber ducky will be in San Diego in less than 10 days. Moving on from my blood work results. For the next phone call I get on my blood work, shape the rest of my life. Yep. Got a bad blood work for the first time in 10 years. My leukemia marker showed up again after all these years. Never had a transplant. I was given too much to live. 20 of it. We'll see. We'll see what the results are. Pretty bad when you're hoping for chronic leukemia. The person's sky because I was ever born to set this right. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, literally, after nearly 5,000 days now. I fear no evil. They guide me. Lay me down on the burned out pastures of joy. Greatest fight in human history. The greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. 3 full nuclear meltdowns out, and you want more. How about New Skill in Utah? How about in Ohio? Bust the freaking bribees, but not the bribers. Larry Householder goes to prison for 23 years. The people that bribed him, the nuclear energy crime city, the untouchables, no. Your own money. Price Anderson, look it up, the Immunity Act. Flooding with your own money, the NEI hired teams of trolls to viciously attack me to the point I got guns in my face twice. The slander that was all over there, which is against the law in all 50 states. Unless you're Kevin Blanch. They do whatever they want. Why so many birds on the pond? There's no humans. There's usually 20 or 30,000. Nobody from inside. Nobody from the CIA. Nobody from the propaganda machine. Nobody. Not one fucking person can stand up and say, wait a minute, look what they did to Kevin Blanch. I mean, what a story. No. Guess what? You get cancer too. You know? Again, I have some room for you. Ophelia, I have some for you. I have some for me. You must wear yours with difference. You're going to get your turn. You know, I like some nuclear physicists. nuclear physics. What a fucking clown circus and joke. Even Einstein called them clowns and joke. Plasma physics, Joel Holdren, freaking all these liars, Buesler, everywhere all over. I mean, the half new everywhere. I mean, quantum mechanical physics. What a clown. What a joke. Which has all been proven to be a fraud. Spooky, right? Spooky. War machine and the nuclear industry are one and the same. Not there to make energy. They're to make people rich, powerful, what they think powerful. He died in La Jolla. His billions didn't save him. My age. Owner of the Padres. I cannot believe, why has no one broke ranks? Wait a minute, I'm coming forward. The cover up that Obama participated. They told him what to say, how, when, and he did it. And then Trump, they didn't think Trump would win. So I was there. I was at the White House that night. I took the bus in the middle of the night to New York. And a Hurley, he hastily got on a Learjet and flew to New York immediately when Trump won, because they were worried Trump wasn't going to go along with the Fukushima cover-up, which he told me he wasn't. I asked him from here to there in Salt Lake. He's running. You going to talk about the Fukushima melt? Yes. They were worried. They went to Mar-a-Lago. They blacked out the windows. I know what happened in there. They weren't talking about their golf game. And Trump agreed to double down on the cover-up. And you think there's a difference. Then Biden was vice president during freaking Fukushima. Biden's tripled down. So you think there's a difference between Biden and Trump? And Obama for that day. I mean, the Fukushima, I don't even think Bush would have covered it up. As bad as he was, I think these last three were the trilogy. The three greatest criminals in human history, well, B was in that boat too. But B wasn't the prime minister. Nato Khan was. Nato Khan walked up to me in Del Mar, California and bowed to me and told me thank you for all my work, Kevin. Right? If you don't believe me, you go ask Kathy Iwata. You go ask Rachel Godoy, who were trapped in Japan when Fukushima happened. It was my work that changed their lives. Propaganda goes on. They never got to the cores. They've been dumping in the whole fucking time. The fucking place is radioactive as hell. It's not no coincidence. All the tide pools collapse, the salmon collapse, all the ecology collapse, and that's pure science. Coincidence doesn't get into science. My work has proven the salmon collapse. We have data now. We can run 12 years of data. That's the thing. It's not hypothesis anymore. Hypothesis right here. They're lying. The line is going to break the chain. It's going to cause heat bubbles. Going to all the said culprits. I was right. But in history, we'll never be able to ignore it now, no matter what happens going forward. Because that window of freaking data is there. We know. Those are called outliers in science. We know the outlier that happened in the Great Pacific Genocide, the Pacific Ocean, and the Western North American ecology happened in 2011. That's unarguable. Unarguable. It's unarguable. The only thing you can argue is what was the catastrophic trigger that created this giant outlier that happened in science in 2011. Meteor hit the Earth. 3,000 exile Valdez, tomato. 3 nuclear meltdowns with 8 spent full mox fuel. And they got the American fucking sheep so convinced that they, Winston. What happened to Winston's girlfriend? Read the book. There's a movie. Blanch. 1 is more than 3. You got me? You got me, Blanch? No. 3 is more than 1. 3 is 1. No, Winston. 11, the safe spent fuel pools is more than 1 at Chernobyl. It's what, yeah, okay, it's what, no. It's whatever we tell you. 1 is not more than 3. You can only be hypnotized if you want to be hypnotized. Trump, Obama, Biden, one and the same. Cowards. Powered down to the nuclear energy crime scene. They think they're above cancer. The sad thing that broke is not common. His mom died of cancer. Heart was fucking. Biden's son died of depleted uranium and pollution. Oh, where do you think that comes from? heartless. Really heartless, sickening fucking people. They're like the unintelligent. Trump and Biden remind me of the unintelligent Clyde Cooley's. Oh, excuse me. No, there's a 40, so we look like Cooley. Calvin Cooley. Lowered the tax on the very people that were freaking. We're going to go after the oligarchs. We hate the Russian oligarchs. Harvard has nothing but Russian oligarch money. You know, snow job. Well, I was head of the CIA. The number one hacker got the top. I got to the top, found out there was another top. What's the other top? Global oligarchs. Why he's sitting next to could be the greatest oligarch in the world. Tsar Putin. Pop, pop. Oh, Oppie dropped. Pop, pop. Oh, Oppie dropped. They never stopped. Went after Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Went after Iraq to get a big old sack. Went after Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong. Stop at the parallel. Stop at the parallel. In Korea. Nope. Let's turn Korea into hell. Forget the parallel. To Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong. Popo Oppie dropped. They never stopped. August 1945. Everyone said don't do it. Baby never born. Mother never pregnant. They knew that the Germans didn't have it. They knew they didn't have it. Even Leo said don't do it. Oh, he did it. Popo Oppie dropped into Korea in the name of stopping communism. CIA, NSA, CFR, propagandists from hell. The new Banana Republic. Well, the old Banana Republic. Guatemala, what they did in Iran, what they did in all of South America, what they did in the south of the United States, what they did, what they're doing right now. Popo Oppie dropped. Stop at the parallel in Korea. Fight back them commies. Fight back them commies. No, we're going to North Korea and turn it to hell. Went after Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Went after Iraq to get Dick Cheney and friends and the military industrialized looters a big old sack. Went after Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Went off to Iraq to get Dick Cheney and friends a big old sack. Lessons from Fukushima unlearned. The war machine oligarchs, global oligarchs, make it rain in Ukraine. What's going on in freaking Gaza? The Middle East, David and George ain't gonna let me tempt them rabbits. What a fucking riot. What a riot. Come on, fight. I fought him. I'll still fight him. Fight him till my last breath. Boy, did I pick a foe, right? The propaganda machine that they've used, it is even bigger than they used in Guatemala on the fruit freaks, the Banana Republic. Bigger than they used in Iran. Bigger than they used in Vietnam. Bigger than they used in freaking Korea. Bigger than they used in freaking Iran-Contra. Freaks, psycho freaks. This one tops it all. The three greatest criminals in human history. The buck stops where? Truman, he's fourth. Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. The Fukushima Three, none of them had the guts to stand up to the nuclear energy crimes. When the greatest event in human history happened. Where do you think COVID came from? Can't talk about that. Mink, what's the common denominator on the mink? Oh, what they feed the mink. Can't talk about that. Let's talk about the facts. The crash of the ocean. Tide pools just wasting disease 2012. Well collapse. And Buser says the ocean getting better. Okay. When the data says exactly out. The truth doesn't mean shit to the sheep. Because they think that one at Chernobyl is more than three, which is actually 11 counting the spent fuel pools, including monster. The greatest lie in human history. Nuclear energy is clean grain too cheap to meet. The greatest lie in human history is nuclear energy. The greatest event in human history, the meltdowns at Fukushima, Japan, and the cover. It will be looked back in history. I'll probably be long gone. That one person really stood up to him. Look what they did. Why is in critical condition fighting for his life? David versus Goliath on chemo. I'm Balco. What did I get for it? Got my chest split open twice. Kicked me off Medicaid when I was in a bone marrow. Don't you think that's attempted trying to kill me? That's my plea about that one. Oh, I did. That over there. I'll get back to you. That was over 10 years ago. I'll get back to you this week, dude. I asked every politician, including Trump, of last month. We're going to go along with this fucking fairy tale. This fucking lie called nuclear energy. It's the most evil thing in fucking human history. Look back on it, what they did to me, what they did to we, to the sea, Kevin D from the ecology. But I have one thing they will never have. I believe that hell is a black hole. I believe they'll all be sucked into it for time and all eternity. And I believe our life goes on. Energy is perpetual. Elasticity of time. Each ate on its side. That fight goes on. Our fight goes on. I'll finish this job. I will finish this job. They have all the money. They have all the resources. They have all the sheep. They have everything evil. And everybody's gone along with this Fukushima cover-up. I used to tell people all the time, just leave them. Don't try to get them taken down or flag any of these pro-nuking fools. Let them brand themselves in history. Let them brand themselves in history. It's like the Spanish flu. You can't even have a conversation about that after all these years. Huh. What about the biological weapon testing when he came home from France? Nerve gas at Dugway here. Huh. Fukushima? For every action, there's a reaction. 3 full core meltdowns. Why are we so afraid of nuclear meltdowns? Why are we so afraid until they happen? Then it's see no nuclear energy, hear no nuclear, speak no nuclear energy evil. The nuclear energy emperors have no fucking clothes. Go ahead, brand your fucking selves in history. You've branded yourself in history, all you pro-nuclear pieces of shit. You fucking play along, fucking fools, to your own demise. I branded myself in history also. I can't believe that I'm still alive. The truth is the truth. The science is the science. Kevin Blanch is the science. I've done the work. I showed you my work, show me yours. The Great Pacific Genocide. Various PhD in human history goes on and on and on and on. I can't believe nobody from the CIA, NEI, nobody from inside says, wait a minute. We know what they did to Kevin Blanch. Here's the memos. Here's the emails. I mean, I got some from the Army Corps Engineers. A guy sent me. He said, look at this. You're classified. For what? Telling the fucking truth? Can't believe. To attack someone in critical condition, full of ammo, with my chest split open twice, are felonies. Unless you're Kevin Blanch. You can do anything they want to me. Impoverish me, destroy my fucking life. Oh boy. Oh boy. When a good doctor looks you right in the fucking eyes and tells you have 2 months to live in the prime of your life, get your fare, and then the next one tells you the same thing over and over, see how you react. The greatest David versus Goliath story probably in history. Kevin Blanch. Oh, the tale will tell. Somebody will break ranks from inside. Yeah, right, Blanch, you said that freaking all those years ago. Gotta be one, right? It's gotta be one. Long journey. Long journey. Long journey. Fight goes on. Stay tuned.